Hello viewers! As winter approaches, ensuring that your vehicle is well prepared for the cold months ahead is crucial for both your safety and comfort. Low outside temperatures, snow and ice can take a toll on your car, making starting, driving and in some cases even getting into it quite difficult. To avoid this, you need to make sure everything is in top shape before the harsh weather kicks in. So let's see what should be done. The first thing to check is the coolant, its level and, more importantly, the freezing point to verify it can withstand the upcoming low temperatures. This is especially important if you had a leak or something similar during the summer and topped it off with plain water, in which case the coolant might freeze when the temperatures become very low, potentially causing damage to the water pump or even the engine itself. To check the coolant, you'll need a tester like this one. Simply put it in the coolant reservoir, like so, and see what readings it shows. Ideally, you'll want the numbers to be around -25 degrees Celsius or lower, and if the test shows much higher readings, your coolant is too diluted and you should replace it with a fresh 50-50 mixture of antifreeze and distilled water. While under the hood, it's a good idea to check other fluids, power steering, brake fluid and so on, just to make sure their level is okay. Also, inspect the belts and hoses for any cracks, as any defects here are likely to become worse as the temperatures go down. Now, I must mention the engine oil. If it's due for replacement in the next few months, you might consider doing this before it becomes really cold, even if that's a bit earlier than it should be according to the mileage. This is because low temperatures will put additional strain on the oil, so you want it to be new and fresh, giving the engine the best possible protection. Another item that'll take a hit during the winter is the battery, mostly because it usually takes a bit more cranking until the engine finally fires up when the temperatures are very low. And if you have a diesel-powered car or truck, when those glow plugs kick in, they use quite a lot of electricity. So you should visually inspect your battery for traces of corrosions on terminals, and if you have a flooded battery, check the acid level inside and top it off with distilled water if needed. Also, check the battery charge level when the engine is off using a multimeter. Ideally, this should be around 12.5 volts, and if it's significantly below that, say 12 volts or less, the battery will probably have to be replaced. I won't go into detail on how's this done, as we have a separate video on this topic, so you can check there. Moving along to what's probably the most obvious part of winter preparations, the tires. As you probably know, if your car has summer tires on, these will need to be replaced with winter ones. This should be done even if there isn't much snow where you live, because summer tires don't have much grip when the outside temperatures drop near freezing or below. As an alternative to separate summer and winter tire sets, you might consider getting all-weather tires for your car, especially if winters aren't that harsh in your area. These should offer adequate performance all year round, saving both time and money on annual tire changes. While on the subject, don't forget to check the tire pressure regularly, because it can drop when the outside temperatures become low. If they aren't inflated properly, this will not only impact fuel efficiency, but it will also affect the handling during harsh maneuvers. Next, we have the windscreen, because visibility is critical when driving in winter conditions, especially during snowstorms or sleet. Inspect your windshield wiper blades for any cracks or damage, as cold weather can cause them to deteriorate faster. If they aren't clearing your windshield effectively, it's time for replacement. Also, fill up your windshield reservoir with winter-grade washer fluid, which won't freeze in sub-zero temperatures. Moving along to the side, we have the doors and these rubber seals behind them, which may freeze during cold nights, effectively welding the doors shut. To prevent this from happening, treat the rubber seals around the doors with a silicone-based lubricant or rubber conditioner. This helps repel moisture and prevents ice from forming between the rubber and metal, ensuring your doors open easily even in freezing conditions. Now, most cars nowadays have remote locking, but if yours doesn't, you need to prevent the door locks from jamming and freezing. To do so, apply a graphite-based lock lubricant or a de-icing fluid to your door keyhole and locks before the first frost. This creates a barrier against moisture, making it harder for ice to form inside the lock. Also, keep a small bottle of de-icing spray handy for those rare times when the locks do freeze up. The next on your winter preparation to-do list is the bodywork, which should be thoroughly inspected for scratches, stone chips, and any signs of rust. If left unchecked, these minor defects will become much worse when exposed to mud, snow, and salt over the upcoming months. One thing you can do here, especially for small scratches and paint chips, is try to repair them with a touch-up pen, which gives more or less satisfactory results and, more importantly, protects the metal beneath from corrosion. Going around the back, there are several items I'd recommend having in the trunk throughout all winter, just in case. One of them is an ice scraper, which is used for, obviously, scraping off the ice from the windshield and windows if they freeze up during the night. Also, you'll need a broom of some sort to clear off the snow from the car. I use an ordinary household floor brush because it's soft and won't damage the paint, mounted on a telescopic handle so it doesn't take much space in the trunk. Then we have the jumper cables, which will come in handy if your car's battery drains for one reason or another. You'll use them to simply borrow some electricity from another vehicle in such a situation. And if you have a lot of snow where you live, it might be a good idea to have a small shovel in the trunk for digging up the snow around the wheels if needed. Similarly, tire chains. They are used for situations when even the best winter tires just aren't enough. Bear in mind though that these sets aren't universal. Instead, you'll need a set suitable for your car's tire size. And finally, a flashlight or a battery-powered spotlight. Because if you ever need to fit the tire chains, chances are you'll be doing this in the middle of the night. In the end, let's get inside the car and check if the heating system is working as it should. This is one thing you probably haven't used in the previous months, so you wouldn't have noticed if something's broken. To check the heating, warm up the car, set the fan and temperature to the max, and then put your hand over the vent openings. The airstream coming out should be strong and hot, ensuring your car's interior will be warm even when the temperatures become very low. But if that's not happening, I suggest you take a look at one of our previous videos where we have explained what might cause issues with the car's heating. What I'd add here is the cabin air filter. If it hasn't been replaced in a while, it will probably be clogged with dirt or even mold, which will cause your windshield to fog up even when the heating is fully on. And because that's something you really don't want, check the cabin filter and, if it's dirty, put in a new one. So there you have it, viewers. If you do all these steps and inspections, your car will be safer and more comfortable to drive in the upcoming cold weather. I hope this video was helpful, and if so, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your friends. Also, if you're having other car issues, perhaps its engine is not running right or it makes unusual noises when driving, be sure to check other videos here or visit our site mechanicbase.com for detailed automotive repair guides. Bye!